All right, we are back with another episode, a long-awaited episode of Coach's
Long
Corner.
waited.
With me
Yeah.
always as Peter. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Coach Ron. Hello, Ron.
Hello, Dale.
And of course, the Alpha Dork himself, Coach Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Greetings all.
And of course, I am Zim Dale, and many other names. We're going to do a quick one today because we do have a time limit for one of our. Although I guess he could duck out if he needs to.
Yeah, we'll see how it
The
goes.
show will continue, but yeah, we just want to go over the scores and talk about the playoff situation. So as you can see, I've got the week up on screen right now. So why don't we go over that first, then we'll talk about the upcoming week, and then we'll go over our Hall of Fame and go over the playoffs. So let's start with the first game. Big surprise. Dirty Mike and the gang 4-0 over Leather Pharaohs. Did anyone fail that prediction?
No, I barely managed to edge out a victory against him. It was a hard-fought battle,
Yes. Yes.
which I don't remember at all.
But the poor Leather Pharaohs are. Let's see. Actually, are they? Yeah, they're 0-9. Poor bastards. Okay.
Now, I do have one issue. I did not get Ron and Kevin's predictions for last week.
Oh.
Swear to God, I sent them to you.
I don't have anything for that. At least not entered on the form.
Well, then we will. You know what? I'm sure if you can find them, or you can go over it with them. They will both be honest about their picks with you, if they remember them.
I,
I could probably tell you.
I'm gonna go take a look because I know I sent it to him.
I could have sworn I sent something, but
But yeah, we won't worry about that now. We can maybe we can do an addendum on the next one.
Got it.
If
I
we
got
can
it
find
right in front of me, so I will be completely honest.
All right, there you go. So yeah, that was the first game. The second game is actually the one, the one that we can probably talk about with clear memories here. Because yeah, like Peter had said earlier, we're gonna have a nice long session of I don't remember what happened, or I don't remember any of those games. But we do have N Sabiner's minions with their upset over the goats who stare at men. What was the prediction on that one, by the way? I think I
I,
predicted the goats.
I had sent the goats. You should see it back on
Yes,
June 27th, Peter. But
I
sent
did
them the
find
goats.
it. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, June 27th, I sent you my picks too.
I don't know why I didn't enter them. I might have failed to save them. I don't know, but
I will let you boys speak to that game. I missed most of it because my dice were. Oh, that's right. I can't swear a lot on this channel. I keep forgetting. My dice
Yeah,
were.
we'll just try and keep it mostly clean. But you know,
Well, my
I think
dice
I
were.
might have said shit.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I was gonna say I was playing in Nuffle and having my dice shit the bed royally against Rob's Norse, so I missed most of that game.
I will say,
Yeah.
as a person who watched the whole game, the victory of the Ensabanur minions was not entirely due to Mark's excellent play, which he did play well, but a large part as well because of the mistakes of his opponent.
Yeah,
A
well,
sad.
I actually talked to Nicholas just before we started recording, and he was telling me that he was playing sloppy and made a lot of fundamental mistakes, and of losing turns
It's
because he'd go to cartouche early and fail the roll and not be able to get the re-roll and that the usual stuff with big guys.
Yeah, just big guy stuff.
Yeah,
I know all about that.
yeah, and yeah, I'm learning with that with my Kemri team. Although at least
Yeah.
they don't have loner, but they
Mhm.
anyway, let's not talk about that right now. We're going to touch on that in a couple weeks, I think. But not much more to say about it then. You guys watched it. That's how it went. It puts Nick and the Goats into a they're hanging on to their playoff chances now by their fingernails, and we'll go over that in a bit. The next game was the one Ron and I played, and I got the upset on that one with a 2-0 win over the Honey Boys.
I had no answer for the ward answers.
We did have a few of those situations that, as a Wood Elf coach, you hope you get those situations where they keep trying to knock down your ward answer, and all they do is push them around the field a little bit. We did have that happen a few times. But I also remember you having uncharacteristically bad dice luck as well.
Now that happens too, but I'm not gonna I'm not unlike well in like what Kevin's case where it was like yeah you can't do nothing with that. It's like I didn't play my best. You played a good game, and I had no answers for the Horde answers.
I don't think I watched that game, but I think I made the comment last time we were together that your Wood Elf team is starting to level up, and you do know how to run them, and we're starting to see the result of that.
They are getting yeah. I've got some skilled players now, and I mean they've got a pretty high like a pretty high TV now. Like I was looking at going, where did that come from? Yeah, I'm 1680. So that's nuts. Okay, let's go on to Legend of Quango, our lizardmen, with a 3-1 win over the poor Delivery Boys. Anyone? Peter, you must have been there for that one.
Did we get the picks on the last game?
Oh yeah, Honey Boys.
Oh, yeah.
For all except Kevin had guessed correctly that the Enchanted Florist would steamroll those dirty Vikings.
It was a 2-0 game, which is still it's even closer than that makes it look.
Steamrolled.
It was only in the last couple turns I started feeling like he may not be able to draw.
I'm trying to get a rise out of him, but it's not working.
He's not. He was pretty defeated after that one, but things are looking up. So yeah, Quango beats the Delivery Boys. Again, I guess it's been bad luck for the Delivery Boys there. What was the call on that one for predictions?
Ron and Kevin both said it would be Quango. You yourself said Delivery Boys, and I said it would be a tie.
All right. Well, I was wrong. And then we come up to 2 draws. We had the Lurg managed to hold the Metal Gods to a draw, which is a victory.
It is.
Where all are concerned. Yes. And what is that TV for the Lurg now? 1590. Like they're getting.
Yeah, we're getting up there too.
Yeah.
Sure appreciate a couple more levels on some Chaos Warriors, but the team's starting to come together.
Yeah. So yeah, we both have some decisions to make after a couple more games, don't we?
Yeah. Yes, indeed, we do.
So any comments on that game? Like, how did you manage? That's a juggernaut of a team. You managed.
Yeah. You know what? Miles played well, but him caging up against my team, I managed to stick too many of the disturbing presence auras on RJD, which really kept him from outlet passing.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ready for it. But he caged up like normal, and I couldn't break the cage. But all I needed to do was slow it down and keep it in my auras.
Yeah. I managed to do that for one time.
I believe there was a couple of injuries on his side that took some key players out of the game.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't remember.
It goes back to we don't remember any of these games.
Yeah.
But okay, and then the last one, we've got Warpstone Warriors and the Khazad Doom Patrol drawing that one. Again, Dane takes on an established team with an experienced coach and, pulls off a draw. So that's kind of a victory again.
Especially with Dwarves.
Yeah, Dane is... you know what? Dwarves in the Skaven, I don't think he listens, but I'm impressed with Dane. He... No, I mean that. Like, a few months ago, Dane was really buffaloed by agility teams. He played a good, from my understanding, like I talked to him, I can't remember who watched it, but he played a good game. He kept his guys back. He kept the rats under control.
And I would actually say it's like good on James because his team has been devastated lately. He goes up against a team of killers. He still pulls off a draw.
That's true. You don't think of that when you look at a matchup like that. I tend to look at like the coach's experience, and James is, James is
keep in mind,
old school, but
in his last game, I believe James lost, or the one before this, he lost his Rat Ogre and a Gutter Runner.
Right.
Fair enough.
Well, so once again, the suffering does continue, I guess. But let's take a look at next week. I haven't even looked at this. I have no predictions in mind. I'll be doing this off the cuff as usual. But En Sabanur has Leather Pharaohs coming up. That's
Anyone picking the Leather Pharaohs, are they?
Well, as you guys might be aware, I don't know if you've done the math. I have the chart. I'll be posting it after we finish recording. But I have the playoff standings, and our aggregate leaders right now. Our aggregate leader is Mark with his minions. So an easy win should lock that up for him, I think.
Oh, Yeah, I've locked in my second half space. So you're talking about after me, right?
I'm gonna make an additional prediction. I think the Minions will win, but I have a feeling the Pharaohs take out one of his guys.
Okay, there you go.
I'm
There's a
predicting a death
there's a little
by
side bet.
Anytime you play Camry, there's a chance you're getting injured.
So yeah, I think we can. I'm gonna call it for Mark, and yeah, I'll hope for some other players' sakes that someone gets injured. There you go.
I'm gonna say N7ers, but they gain a player.
Uh,
Oh,
That's true,
interesting.
that's,
Interesting.
interesting. Okay, well, everyone, anyone want to call a draw? I think we all call win for Mark.
I don't think any of us are gonna.
All right, let's take a look at this long-awaited match, at least
that's
for
some
in my house and
real-
Peter's house.
That's some real shade if one of us decides to
Yeah.
say that he's not gonna win.
No, I think he's got this. So yeah, Enchanted Florists face Dirty Mike and the gang coming up soon.
I'm not afraid of anything on your team, but I am afraid of things off your team that you might be able to pull out. So I did just fire one of my guys to lower my TV.
He did. I was surprised he didn't save it for the air, but yes, Jules is now Jules is now
They don't have a
retired.
view of my screen, so let me just. Oh yeah, I'm just firing Jules as we speak to lower
Oh,
my
that's
team
true.
value.
How much are you giving away?
You mean like how much am I getting rid of on my team?
No, how much? Like with the disparity? What's
TV disparity?
The
Well,
team
game.
value difference is going from like 380 down to 250 or something,
okay?
which is pretty
He's 1890 right now on this list anyway.
Okay.
To my what 1680 we said.
Yeah, so it's going down to 210 from 340.
Okay.
Yeah, so
210
not
is a lot less scary than
Yes,
340.
it is.
not a huge disparity for inducements. So yeah, Enchanted Florist and Dirty Mike.
This match has been 16 games in the making for this season.
Literally Beauty and the Beast. Even though Dirty Mike is a handsome devil.
He is.
So let's hear what you guys have to say about your predictions. I'm wondering if I can.
step out on the limb. I'm going to step out on a limb and call you for another upset. I truly mean what I said. The Wood Elf team's leveled up, and you know how to run them.
Yeah, but they get injured so easily.
Yeah, but if your two word answers can stay in that game, they can do a lot of things.
You guys have the same average armor mine do, except mine a bunch of mine are stunty.
Exactly.
No one tell him that he's the strength team in this matchup. No one let him know.
The only thing that could cause Peter trouble is if he's looking too forward in advance because he wants a piece of amply hung Jamie Carroll.
Oh well, thinking too far ahead can
I'm surprised he's got this game.
that can hurt him.
Sorry.
That can really hurt him.
Well, I'm just going to say that, get him locked in there. OG Kush is one of the rare players that can stand up to Mike's beating. So
Yeah, it's true. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to I'm flush with my victory last week. I'm going to call it a draw. I'm going to try and hold him to a draw.
All right.
So I can slow
I'm
down this
excited now.
train. Peter, what's
You've
your call?
You've been so resigned to this game being a loss from the moment we saw it in week 1.
I have to be positive.
So this is the first time you've been positive.
Yeah.
I'm very excited now because that'll make the game that much better. I think I'm gonna win.
It's my only
That's
it's
fine.
my only chance. This league's my only chance of wins because I'm playing Kemry in the other.
Camry can win plenty.
I'm actually feeling better about them after the first game. Plus, I found out the Kemry touchdown animation is maybe one of my favorite animations
It
in
is.
the game.
It is good. But I did tell you they're a fun team. They're just not fun when they're up against Kemry.
Yeah. Or in the rain.
The worst match it's the worst match in Blood Bowl.
And Ron, what's your call on this one?
I went with Dirty Mike.
Okay. All right. I missed that. Sorry.
Reasonably so, I might add.
All right. Let's get on to Delivery Boys and the Goats Who Stare at Men. Delivery Boys are currently positioned in the second aggregate spot. The sole possession of that. With 22 points, Goats have 21, so that is a definite must-win for the Goats. They'll do a bit of a flip-flop there. and it all depends on how Ron and Miles do, also sitting at 21. Yeah, let's see. Goats, boys. Boys have been doing very well. I feel like the Goats have to win one more before the season's over. And after
I'm rooting for him every game now.
and after his after his mistakes that he's realized he's made in the last game, I think that he's maybe going to be more prepared for this one.
Hopefully, he will spend some of his 250K that he has over the 150K limit to start giving his opponents extra TV.
Well, maybe.
If you're giving it to them anyway, just dump it into a star player for one game.
Yeah, I told him to buy an extra reroll because he always runs out.
So.
All right, so my call was a win for the Goats, and
I'm going to come down in that side.
Yeah, I was going to say, sound like Kevin was on the same track there. What about you, Peter?
Goats.
Okay. And Ron?
I'm going for the boys.
All right, someone had to.
I think they're gonna outsmart and fluster Nicholas, and they take the win.
Well, they are the team to beat right now. So, and he's earned that position.
I mean, I don't want them to win because it's worse for me.
Makes it worse for you, yeah.
But
You need the boys and the minions to both lose the next game, and that's unlikely to happen with the minions. So your only hope is the boys to lose. And speaking of the boys, we get down to the Honey Boys get to play the Lurg. That one with a tie. That one, I'm calling that one a tie too because Kevin's involved. If the Lurg are involved, I'm just going to call it a tie from now on.
I'm going to call it a tie now. I mean, I think I can pull that off. I mean, I'm a little emotionally scarred by playing Norse right now, but
oh yeah, I guess
shenanigans.
You just had that. You just had your rookie league game with them in Nuffle.
Yeah. I think it depends, and not to give away to Ron, I've already told Ron, like I don't do things unnecessarily, but if it's piling on guys come after me, there are rotters ready to go. That's my statement on that game.
Well, and yeah, Ron needs this win to get himself up above, and he needs Delivery Boys to lose to move into that slot. So.
I think all going well, I can force a draw. I can,
Well, on the other hand, yeah, and if he does get the draw, that will put him in a tie with the Delivery Boys if assuming they lose. So it could
come down to an exciting final week.
Well, it also depends on what happens with Miles, right? Which we'll get to in a couple minutes because he's coming up. So Lurg, Honey Boys, I'm calling a tie. Kevin, you're calling a tie.
Yeah.
Peter?
Because I called it, I'm going to lose now. I only tie when I call myself to lose. So.
And Ron, what's your call? I wonder what it is.
I never pick against myself.
I know.
Boys to win.
All right, so Honey Boys for the win on that one. Then we've got Kazad Doom Patrol against Legend of Quango. I'm calling this one for Kazad Doom Patrol. That's all I'm going to say.
I like it.
He's been getting better each game. And Rob has been skating through stuff and making some incredible dice rolling, and that can't stay going forever. Dane is due. That's my call.
Dane's been improving, and Chaos Dwarves have some skills that can deal with what Quango brings.
They have very good skills for shutting down some of that Blizzard stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Peter.
Tackle to get the skinks. There's armor and thick skull to avoid getting knocked off the field, so it's hard to get rid of him. And he's got some big, heavy movement players, the Bull Centaur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's also got a couple of pretty solidly leveled up hobgoblins now that bring a lot.
Oh yeah, those hobgoblins are nothing to sneeze at.
Bob Lobloblin might be his best player.
Yeah,
the
Bob Lobloblin is a very good player.
The biggest thing about Quango, if you're trying to play into the backfield, is he always swarms you with skinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's hard to swarm a Bull Centaur with skinks.
Yes, it is.
So I think he might have the edge on this one.
All right.
That said, if he does get the hands in the ball, or the ball in the hands of the skink, he does have a gutter runner on his team.
He's got a couple insane skinks.
Bolt down the field very quickly.
Yeah.
Again, I think you guys are giving Rob short shrift. I think he's going to win. But I also predict there's going to be multiple deaths in this game.
Okay. So
I'm gonna
Ron's
call
calling
it
for a
a
lot of
tie.
deaths this week.
I'm gonna call it a tie because that man pulls a horseshoe out of his ass every time he touches the keyboard.
Oh, he does.
All right.
He does.
I'm sticking with mine because I have to believe.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dale. I want to believe that Dane can pull this off.
Yeah.
And I might send Dane some private messages beforehand. I don't know what the gold situation is like, but maybe just hire a couple of Dream and Hobgoblins whose only job is to foul down skinks, and you replace them with good ones later.
There you go. And then the last game we have is Warpstone Warriors against Metal Gods. Any thoughts?
It's going to be a long, long game for James.
I don't know if there's anything James can do except hire a wizard to get it through that Metal God cage. He's down a rat ogre.
And what is the TV disparity
And we'll
there?
see. I think Miles has learned to spread that cage out a little too.
Well,
he doesn't need to fully cage either.
Here's the thing. I honestly think the wizard is better as a deterrent than actually being used. Because if you keep it till the end of the game and never use it, it stops him from doing that super cage he does.
Yeah.
And it's honestly more effective before it's used.
So I don't know if you guys were watching the stream. I just flipped to teams there, and it looks like there's a 400 TV disparity. So James will have cash to spend before that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Does he take a wizard? I don't know. I don't know what he takes. I can't remember which Skaven have access to, but
Everyone can get the wizard.
yeah. Oh no, I know we can take the wizard. I just know if it's better spent on
For star players you're talking about.
for a player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just raw stats. Morgan Thor can't be killed every time he plays in our league, right?
Well, I'm
think
gonna
he's
call
lived
it
three
right
games
now.
twice.
I'm calling this. I'm gonna call this for Metal Gods.
Yeah,
I don't think James
that's
can stand up to that.
I think that's the reasonable pick.
Yeah.
Just because he lost the rat ogre, I don't think he has any weapons against this team, and I don't know if 400k is enough to get them.
Yeah.
Well, even if even if he pulls off some Skaven shenanigans and scores, right? Once Miles puts the ball in that cage and you go get it, it's just you're just
That ball is gone. You
You're
just
just gonna get
pray.
put out of the game because you got to come near that thing.
You gotta pray you can hold it back by screening long enough to keep him from getting in there.
Yeah. Because he really does play. Miles has learned to play a very, very solid attrition game. He gets numbers now.
All right. So that's so we're unanimous on that one then.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not discounting the possibility of James pulling off an upset. He's good with Skaven, and they're capable of a lot of things.
They have gutter runners. Gutter runners can win you games.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so that's the upcoming week. Why don't we just talk about? We've talked about it a little as we're going, but why don't we just quickly go over and I don't know if I have the technology ready to snap to the chart. So we've already mentioned the aggregate leaders right now. We have our first half winner, of course, was Quango. Second half leader in the catbird seat is Dirty Mike and the gang.
I do believe I have that seat locked. I think I'm more than 6 ahead of everyone.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard, and let's see. You have 22 points. Quango doesn't matter because they've got their spot. So the next one, Chaos Dwarves, Kaza Doom Patrol. Wow, they're tied for third right now. Good for them. Of course, it is a 4-way tie apparently, but still.
Yeah, 4 teams are 4, 2, and 3.
Yeah. So you're sitting at, what did I say, 22 points, and the next team in the running.
14.
Yeah, 14. So you have locked that up.
Nice.
Absolutely.
My first playoffs.
Good for you. I'm very excited. I'm not going to be in these playoffs, but I'm very excited about them. Dirty Mike has the second half locked up, and then our 2 aggregate spots, our wild cards. Basically, we've got Ensabner's Minions with 24 points, and Delivery Boys with 22 points. And then, and again, just for anyone who might not be completely familiar with it, a win is worth 3 points, and a draw is worth 1. And of course, a loss is worth 0. So with Delivery Boys was sitting at 22 points for the aggregate. They're being closely trailed by the Goats Who Stare at Men, the Honey Boys, and Metal Gods, each with 21. And I have to mention it, Enchanted Florist with 20. And Kaza Doom Patrol with 19. So I guess even the Enchanted Forest, if we went on a big roll, we could compete for that spot, but I don't see that happening.
Just strings of ties don't get you to the playoffs, but that's okay.
No offense, but
That's
I will
right.
be doing my best to stop that from happening.
I know. Yeah, you can't lay down. I wouldn't put up with it anyway, even if you tried.
Yeah.
So that's our playoff spot position right now. So it's really tight, very exciting. Last 2 weeks are going to be full of thrills. There's our leaderboard again. I'm going to go back and let's check out the Hall of Fame before we wrap it up. Okay, guys?
Sounds good.
All right, let's go to Season 3, Part 1. Season 3, Part 2. Here we are with our most experienced players. Look at that. Let's move on to this next category. They are our most violent players. 11, 10, and 9. So these are the top 3. And we've got, of course, Redisaurus, Amply Young Jamie Carroll, who, Ron, you feel that he may be the catalyst on Peter losing because Peter will be thinking about the upcoming game against them.
If he's worried too, well, because he's been wanting. Apparently, I've heard scuttlebutt that Dirty Mike wants a piece of Jamie Carroll.
Oh no, I told you that. That was me. I told you he's going to kill him.
So it wasn't Scuttlebutt, it was Peter Butt.
Yeah.
All right.
Peter Butt.
Okay, let's go on to our best receivers. Any big changes or surprises here? We do have a big tie that we have to mention, though. Much Tailsiffer and Richie Blackmore are tied for first with 6 each. And then we have Delivery Boys have Pete Fastleaks and Toby McGuire. And the Lurg have Terrence Cramps up there.
He's been slipping, but
But he's tied for he gets that bronze though. So good for him. On to serial kills. We got a big 5-way tie here. So yes, of course, Dirty Mike is there. Caught Nuttington. I don't know. Is his name been up here before?
I think he had a
He must have had one.
kill in the last game.
Yeah, he must have had one in the last game because I don't remember him being up here before. And
one
of course,
person who has the chance of overtaking Dirty Mike, which is the Gimli Goose. He's a murder machine.
yes, the Game of the Goose is there, but also Alice from the Goats Who Storm In and Gorgo from Legend of Quango are both.
There's a surprising number of
in that
players
tie.
with 2 kills, honestly.
Nobody has 3 yet, but there's still 2 weeks to play.
So much
Dirty
fun.
Mike is trying, and Dirty Mike does technically, I will say again, have 3.
Well,
The stats are wrong.
okay, I don't like you saying that just before our game, but let's go to the next category. Best interceptors. A bunch of guys tied with 1. This really has nothing to do with anything. These guys managed to roll a 6. That's basically.
They managed to roll a 6 while standing in the way of a pass.
Yeah.
Dirty
In the
Mike is
vicinity.
up there though, which is funny.
Yeah. No, Dirty Mike
But
is part of that
let's hear
tie.
that
It's a
the
big tie.
London Pharaohs actually have somebody up on the podium right
The
now.
best part of that is Dirty Mike intercepted a pass intended for the Mumson chance. That
That
is
is.
the
Yes,
greatest
that is,
play that ever
that is-
happened in Blood Bowl this
I
season.
forget that every time, but it makes the fact so much better.
Isn't it though?
Well, why don't you relay that?
Relay what?
Well, tell us what happened.
Oh, it was one of those. I was the game was in a weird spot, and I was just literally Mumson chance was the first up the field, so I was throwing it to him, hoping for the fumble to put it, so Peter had to run it back, and Dirty Mike picked the ball. It was amazing.
And then Dirty Mike,
That's
over
right.
the next several turns, ran the ball in for his
Under
first
the ball
and
at the
final
end zone.
touchdown.
That's right. I remember that now.
which I believe tied the game, Peter.
It did.
Okay, well, we've got. Just to be fair, we should mention also though, Cousin Jimbo, Mothra, and Rodan are also in this category for that tie. On to Brutes. Our Brutes here. We have a Lurg at the top. Tied though.
Interesting.
Oh, Phil Poley is tied with Viv Campbell.
This is knockouts as a reminder.
Okay.
Yeah, and Phil does not yet have piling on. It's coming, but no, he got mighty blow a couple of games ago, and it's been telling. He's been actually able to put some people out.
And well, as you can see, 9 to be exact.
White Widow tied with Dirty Mike. That is unexpected.
Oh, that's interesting. White Widow is apparently a bit of a
There
brute.
might be a new target now in that game.
Well, let's put the two of them face to face and see what happens.
Part of that is they're both blodgers.
Oh,
That's
true.
They are.
They would both go up against each other, and you'd be rolling red dice, and I'd be rolling 2 dice, and neither of us would go down.
All right, best throwers. Look at that, RJD still in there. Bob Lobloblin and Naughty Nathan. And nobody's tied. There's a tie for fourth,
Yes.
but these guys are as pictured, so good for them. But again, no big changes on this category. Our best rushers.
I think Nathan snuck back onto the podium.
Okay, all right.
He wasn't there the last couple of weeks.
All right, so this one, no big changes here. Cindy Clopper, followed by Pete Fastlegs and RJD. Pretty big gap between each of those.
There's a change for me in that.
Oh, in the top 10?
Coming up the list now. He's tied for 5.
Okay. There he is.
And
right
there's
there.
no change for me in that I am not even close to being on that list anywhere.
Well, here we go with best passers, though. We've got one of the gang
Yeah.
tied with Mr. Calzone.
He's got multiple arms. His best buddy, he's got multiple arms. Passing is easy and gives lots of SPP. It's great.
So that's Spooky Son of Scary, and of course RJD.
Dominates the list.
Yeah,
As usual.
It's going to be hard for anyone to overtake that 8.
That
two games left.
The aerial work circus behind the mighty cage. It is fun to watch.
That's right. The feared aerial attack of the metal gods. Okay.
I still love it. It's a go-to play for him.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so we've got our best scorers.
I mean, if you got 3 agility, you got 3 agility.
We got Guy Gann at the top. That's the one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We got
The
Logan,
Gutter Runner.
the Gutter Runner, and we got Logan Blacktusk from the Minions. And then it's a tie between Toby McGuire and and Trainwreck.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Trainwreck's in there.
Was Trainwreck one of your war dancers, or is he one of your?
He's a war dancer.
The war dancer. Okay.
He's the war dancer.
Well, I know White Widow's a war dancer, right?
White Widow's
Yeah.
a war dancer, yeah.
Those are both of them. Weird that I know that, considering I haven't played against you or seen all that many of your games, but
And look at all these matches these guys have played. Good for them. And of course, the fun category,
yeah, the best stat.
the best punching bags. So let's see. Yeah, Werath Tab Chef takes first place, but then we have a big tie there with Dirty Boy, Hedora, Audrey Hep B, Itro Guitar, Ryan Bosling, and Titus Algor Mortis.
Yes.
So
I think Titus made that list, jumped up on that list just simply from last game because he was getting pounded.
Oh yeah, that's true. He got knocked out twice that game.
And they're going best punching. That's how That's how many times you've been knocked out, right?
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, sadly for me, it's not my. I will try and make them my rotters, but they're not the ones who get knocked out. It's all the players I need.
Yeah. Okay, and we're back to our most experienced list. So that should about do it. Anything else you guys want to bring up before we wrap this up?
Tommy Guns will hit level 6 next match.
Okay.
That's all I got.
There's your prediction. Nobody else? Okay, well then, thanks for hanging out, everyone. That's it for this week. Hopefully we can get this week done in a much more expeditious fashion than the last one.
Yep, hopefully so.
Here, here.
And
It's exciting. Playoffs are coming up.
playoffs are coming up. Things are very tight and very exciting. This turned out to be a great season. So,
I agree.
so thanks everyone for listening. Thanks you guys for hanging out, and we will see you next time. For me, Dale, and for you, Peter,
Yeah, me.
and for Ron. Thanks everyone,
Take care, everybody.
and Kevin.
And as always, may Nuffle favor you all.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. I need all the help I can get. So thanks you guys. We'll see you next time.